Hello everybody, my name is Admiral Redbeard, and welcome to another Bring Back in a series of videos that I'm trying to make of games that have been canceled or lost to time. Talking about and showing off a game that at least I was hyped for, I know a lot of people were hyped for, that I think we just need to talk about and bring back. So like we're going to go through gameplay footage and all this and that, and it's just watching what could have been. I'm trying to build hype. I know there's a lot of videos out there like this, but I just don't know what to do. Bring back Scalebound. Do you guys remember this game? You guys remember this? It was announced in 2015. I mean, I'm sure everybody does. It's still talked about through games media all the time, and it's just like, for God's sakes, it had such a fun feel and look to it. It was one of the reasons I bought an Xbox One. I legit bought it only for a couple of games because I'm not an Xbox player, but man. So let's just go into it, and I'm gonna play the very first one here. So this was the Gamescom 2015 trailer, and we're just gonna watch this and react to it. I mean, dragons! Fucking dragons, dude! Good.
It's almost time to rejoin the main unit. That's right. The carrier ship will arrive in about an hour. Good. Huh? What is that thing? We're under attack! Men, prepare to engage! A beast tamer!
It's more of them than I expected.
So this is one of the only things that I remember from of like why there was a little bit of discourse at the time, which even at this time I think it was definitely a not a cliche but like a niche thing where like you have the cool guy, right? He's got the headphones over his neck. He's just like a normal cool dude. He's like Nero or Dante from Devil May Cry, but he rides in on the back of a fucking dragon.
You're up, big guy. God, what the hell was that for?
He's also kind of a putz.
I'd get off if you'd ask me to. Use your words.
I've never seen a creature like that before! Don't panic! Team, unite up!
Oh man, here we go. Oh yeah? Well, maybe you should hide behind me.
Oh, so cool. He's got dragon arms, was very much like Nero from Devil May Cry as well, but like he's a dragon tamer. And I mean, look at this. You fight alongside your dragon. How dope is this? I might have to correct myself on when this is officially announced, because this is the first trailer that I found.
Over there.
I mean, the combat is very reminiscent of a lot of games that even we play to this day. Obviously, this was an early development thing at this point, but actually, this might even been when it was like really hot, like getting really hyped, and there's so many different aspects of what they were doing. But like, how cool is this? I'm sorry, like that's one of the biggest things that I will say about just like, this is so awesome. And around the time of Game of Thrones too, like dragons, dude, dragons, bring them in. Let's go.
Let's head that way.
I mean, the world itself, fantasy worlds are so cool. I mean, you're playing in a big open world game with a dragon. I mean, come on! What's not to love about this?
Mantis, must have heard you thrashing around.
Get him, dude! And just like large enemies, very Monster Hunter-esque big enemies to fight. And again, another thing, you know, very Devil May Cry, like you go into like this dragon thing. this dragon mode that he has. So, I mean, it was so reminiscent of it, besides, like, I would say the combat system of it. Like, the potential of what this has sitting here is just, like, mind-boggling to think that, like, this game wasn't going to come out, because, like, I see how cool it is. Like, and if this was not, like, pre-rendered, right? Because, like, you always like to assume that this is actual gameplay footage, and sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. Sometimes they actually just make this, and it's not actually them playing. I don't actually know about this one, but, like, the way this gameplay moves and everything, the way it looks, just, like, looks so good.
Come on, let's get out of here before any of his friends show up.
And, like, the movements of everything, like, let's go, dude. Bring this shit back, all right? Like, that's a big thing. But there was so many other things that they kept bringing out, that they kept talking about. Like, let me see. Yeah, so there was also, so, like, every time, okay, 2014 was the reveal trailer at the Microsoft conference. So, okay, so it was revealed in 2014. Let's watch this one quick. This one's quick. At a Microsoft press conference. E3, baby. So let's see what this trailer was. So then you're just like, oh, okay. Oh, shit. Dragons. Oh, no. Like, cool. All right. Oh my god, he's your friend! And I don't think the cool guy persona of, like, putting the headphones on and everything would work today. Like, if they were to bring it back, I definitely think that it would be something that they would want to change up. And I only say that because it's old now, you know? Sorry, I got really lost in the fact that that's fucking awesome. The main character also kind of looks like Jack from Stranger of Paradise, which is a really fun and stupid game. But there's just, like, I don't really know how to, like, word what I'm trying to explain here. But it just, the potential. You know, I talked about this in the last one. That's exactly what these are about. Like, it's just one of those games that just, like, I felt like was so hype. Like, you'd talk about it all the time and you'd want it there. And just I feel like these days, like, if you were to come back and do it, bring it in to maybe be even a little bit more like a Souls type game, like a Soulsborne, and not like a type game. Not like, it doesn't need to be Elden Ring, but, like, I don't know, like the gameplay and everything. When you watch it in that extended gameplay demo, or the gameplay trailer that we watched, because there's an extended one that, might watch a little bit here, but you could bring it in to do two different things. You make it Soulsborne-like, you know, where your dragon companion is with you and you have these really tough enemies, or I think you could even make it a little more like Devil May Cry, because Devil May Cry has some of the best combat, I think, in video games, personally. Just the way that it, like, moves around and everything. But it doesn't matter what the combat would be nowadays, right? It's just the concept of what this was going to be. It was going to be this epic franchise that I think would rival things like Skyrim, Elden Ring today, even, like, for Xbox specifically, Fable, a giant fantasy series, you know, and dragons are hype, man. They're always so big, and, like, there's dragon games out there that, like, you get to play, like what is it? It's called, let me, hold on. I think this was it, Century of Ashes. Yeah, this looks like one of them. I mean, like, it's a dragon riding multiplayer game, you know, and again, like, there's fantasy elements where you get to be things like this. You know, we can skip through this a little bit just to see some of the gameplay. But I mean, this comes off across as more of like a, what is it, like a, this looks like a For Honor type game. What Skull and Bones is, I mean, not gonna be because, well, Skull and Bones, we don't need to talk about that. But I mean, all you're doing is, you're flying around, and that's cool, and you get to raid your dragon, and I'm sure there's a lot of good customization to it. Hell, I might even download this if this is out. But that's one of those aspects of that type of gameplay that's out there. But like, this just, like, having a dragon pet, I mean, again, this, you hear me, like, with the excitement in my voice, and it just sounds so, I mean, I'm repeating, but, man, but the fun part about it was, like, I feel like, and I'm sure there's more information out there of it, but this is what was the big thing. So I'm going to play this whole one here because the co-op demo of how they described how this was going to work was all of a sudden like, you know, this was 2 years after it first got revealed, and all of a sudden you just go, whoa. And like, they seemed like they were just going to be going on such a big scale for it that was just like mind-boggling. So let's watch this whole one here. And giant bosses. I love giant bosses in games. So I love Shadow of the Colossus. And then it's like, wait a minute.
Hardly seems like a fair fight. Just one of you against all of us. Let's go, big guy.
This just made me so happy.
All right, how are we gonna do this?
Like, look at this thing. I got it.
My bow. It's getting close. Going up. Okay, let's drop some bombs in this thing.
Oh, I want this game. I want it so bad.
Stay on it. The shell is opening up. Hit the pink out thing.
Bitrate on this video kind of stinks. And sure, this looks a little slow and clunky to start with, you know, but off of this little demo aspect of it. But... and again, this is almost Souls-like when it comes to how they come in, you know, like the drop on combat. It's not like they're dropping into the open world. It's just like, come and help me with this boss. Maybe you could have taken it on by yourself, and that would have been just fine. But at the same time, it's like, oh, you know, maybe I need some friends. As long as you don't make it forced co-op. Forced multiplayer, and unless this is like a special boss where it's like, hey, this boss, yeah, you do need friends to fight, but you don't have to complete the story.
You asked for it. Big catch.
I really want to know how far along in development this actually was, man. Because it looks like they put so much work into it. Ow. Alright.
Big guy, a little warning next time.
It's pissed. Which I would be too.
Okay, we're through messing around.
Can't hear you! My headphones are on!
We're home free. Spitting poison. Don't get hit.
I feel like you make this today, and this game, I mean, I think it would have been just as popular when it first was announced as it would be today. I think this game would have been fucking outstanding. Like, just watching all this just looks like so much fun, so much variation. It feels like it would have been the one that really would have put Microsoft, it would have given them their own fantasy franchise that would have just, like, been there with so many different types of games.
Keep attacking hard.
Okay. We'll cut that part there, but you know, we get the point of it, you know. And then there's this from Inside Gaming from 11 months ago, but let me see. Yeah, I mean, so many people. Like, if you just scroll down here, oh, the IGN first. I might have to watch that one too. But I remember hearing about this. Let me see if I can pull it up. Oh, this is from 2 days ago. Oh, hold on a second. We're gonna read this article here really quick, because this is, wow, awesome. Scalebound revival could happen following reported talks between Xbox and PlatinumGames. Oh, I'm making this video at the perfect fucking time. Active development on Scalebound, a dragon-focused action RPG title slated to be an Xbox One console exclusive before being canceled in 2017, may continue after talks between Microsoft and developer PlatinumGames, according to a report. The news comes that Microsoft PlatinumGames have held very, very early talks about reviving the project more than 5 years after it was canceled. Baker cites 2 unnamed sources for the information, stating he didn't believe it until he heard a second source say the exact same thing. Just because the 2 companies have held talks doesn't mean Scalebound Revival is set in stone. However, it's no secret that PlatinumGames has never quite given up on the game. In an interview with Eurogamer from 2020, PlatinumGames Atsushi Inaba, oh, I'm so sorry, stated that Microsoft technically owns the Scalebound IP, and that though the team would love to come back to it, the decision ultimately would be up to Microsoft. PlatinumGames Vice President, Chief Game Designer Hideki Kamiya said in an interview with IGN Japan that he'd like to reopen discussions with Microsoft in regards to Scalebound last year. Calling on Xbox's boss, Phil Spencer, he said, "We did a lot of work on it, and it's no use to Microsoft keeping the game in its current form, so we'd like to do something about it." Adding, "Phil, let's do it together. Let's go, baby. Come on, bring it back. I have a bitchin' PC here, but that, again, it was a system seller for me. It just seems so cool. Like, at Xbox, you need that stuff, and I know that we're waiting on games to come out for it. We need it, and I have Game Pass on here." It was a system seller. As far as I was concerned, it was one of those games that was just so hyped that was like, let's go. Spencer in 2020 shot down Scalebound revival rumors, clarifying that there's no ill will between Xbox and PlatinumGames. "We talked to those guys. There's no animosity between the teams," Spencer said. We tried to go do something and it didn't work, and I regret that we were so public about what we tried to go do." But it looked like it was working. It looked like it, and I want to know what the final decision was as to why they were like, we're gonna nix it. Given how Spencer regrets announcing Scalebound so early in development and its eventual cancellation, any news about a revival of the project could be played close to the vest. For a taste of what Scalebound would have been, or could still be like in the future, Bayonetta 3's Demon Slave mechanic looks to be heavily inspired by Scalebound. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh my god, that makes me so excited that, like, this was 2 days ago. Could be on the cards, rumors suggest, they're working on it. You know, and I'm even going to Google this. Why? What? Oh, I love that. Why was Scalebound canceled? Immediately. Right up here at the top, he admits that his team was not experienced enough with the Unreal Engine and that it led to a lot of difficulty in making the game. Aiming for a photorealistic look and adding online features to Scalebound was supposedly what led to the cancellation. So that's a bit, that sucks when it comes to that. The fact that, like, the co-op elements that we just saw with that demo, which looked pretty solid, obviously a very small portion of the game, but that was part of the reason that it led to it. I would even be okay with, like, even if they wanted to shoot for the stars and do this game again and bring in that co-op aspect, do it later. Give us the game that you wanted to make, do the photorealistic nature of what you wanted to do, and give us that full scope, single player, action adventure, third person dragon awesomeness game. Add that to the description of what this game is. And then later down the road, you add in the multiplayer aspect. Like, make that DLC. downloadable content. You don't even, whether it's free or even, I mean, that's not something you would make paid, but I mean, that would be silly as far as I'm concerned, you know. But you bring that in after the fact where it's like, hey, we're working on this. It's coming. It might be a year or even a year and a half before it actually comes to fruition in the game's actual code and all that you get to do it. But why not? Give us that full experience of this game and let's go. Again, I mean, go look at this stuff, guys. I mean, I'm not going to watch everything, but oh my God. I don't want to keep repeating myself because that's kind of what these videos will tend to be about, but it's just, let's build that hype up. Let's get them back. Go watch these videos. Go react to it. There's a bunch of videos on here from a lot of other YouTubers that talk about this stuff, and I'm sure there's more things that we could do. But would you guys want to see this game again? I mean, have you sat through this entire video going like, fuck that, it's dumb, get out of here? Well, then thanks for watching if you did, but even so, it was a unique game with certain elements, and I think that it could be just so much better today. You bring this in with Unreal 5 these days, even if they started from scratch, I don't care. Let's fucking go, dude. I'm going to watch some of these videos after this. But anyway, guys, that's another one of these bring back series. If there's other games that you would like me to talk about, please list it off in the comments below. I'll set up and I'll go for it. Maybe even if it's a game I've never even really thought about or talked about, put it in the comments and I'll do one of these videos if you guys seem to like them, because the Allison Road one seems to get a decent amount of traction. Not much, but for me, it's good traction, so I'll take it. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, and bring back Scalebound. See ya.